Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Today I want to talk about what's happening in the American corporate bond market. The usual treasury yield is up in the second quarter, so some interesting news there. And I thought, why not talk about the effect of the American elections on corporate borrowings and what is happening because American corporate bond market especially is one of the largest in the world. So there's been a rush for financing before the election. American companies are in a hurry to secure their financial needs by issuing bonds before the American elections. This is because elections can lead to a lot of uncertainty in the market, and companies like to avoid risks of higher costs. And this can come with a lot of uncertainty. As uncertainty increases, borrowing cost increases because people are not sure if you're going to get your money back. So they expect more in terms of interest for the money they lend to you. So this is what the effects of uncertainty is. And companies would like to lower their costs, borrowing costs especially. So the best thing to do is secure these borrowings at a lower interest and avoid paying higher interest later on post elections because of uncertainty. And we have a glimpse of what can happen in America, especially where the transfer of power has been shaken in the last elections, especially after Donald Trump lost, and what happened January 6th and 7th. There was a lot of confusion, and it looked like there was a tipping point. And fortunately, we went from the brink, we pulled back, and things had settled down. And now the Biden first term is over, and we're coming to another loggerhead between Biden and Trump again. So it looks like a part two to what happened last time. And the rhetoric seems to be going down the same road. So we can definitely expect, if not repeat of last time around, at least something close to that. That can create a lot of uncertainty, pushing prices of borrowing. So what are the companies doing? They're issuing record bond issuances are going. So far this year, corporate borrowings have gone up to a whopping $606 billion in the bond market. This significant increase from the last year, if you see, and is the highest amount of borrowing since the records began in 1990. This surge is partly due to the companies trying to get ahead of any market disruptions which the elections may cause. And do remember, this election is not only in the US. American elections have global implications, and it has far-reaching influences in Europe and the Middle East and Asia. So for these reasons alone, companies want to get ahead of the curve and get their borrowings in place. And also another main reason which I want to talk about for this borrowing is the lowest spread in years. The cost of borrowing for companies is relatively low right now. The spread, which is the difference between what the company pays on their debt versus what the government pays, is the lowest in years, making it an attractive time to issue debt and borrow. So even if you don't need the money, if you do require it in some future point of time, it is great to borrow if you're a company and you have a capacity to pay these back, to borrow at these low rates, so you have the funds to deploy when you need them. So it's like borrowing at a low interest makes sense if you're a company. Traders are also preparing for potential market swings around election, betting on the volatility index in the US as a fear gauge, which measures the VIX index, which is known as a fear gauge, measures the market volatility, and a lot of traders are betting on that. And this general expectation that the increase in market stress will lead up as the elections come closer and closer. As Donald Trump raises the volume and Biden tries to defend himself, things are going to get far more volatile than they are right now. Another main reason why companies are issuing these kind of debts is there's a strong demand for debt, and the two corporate bonds. After the slowdown in debt issuance in the previous years, there's a strong demand from investors and for corporate bonds. This demand is mainly due to the current economic outlook in the US, which has led to a tighter credit spread and favorable conditions for companies to issue debt. As investors seem to be having a larger appetite for corporate bonds in the US, there seems to be a surge in demand, and corporates are more than happy to meet these demands. Companies across various sectors, including automotive, banking, and are also been issuing bonds. And this widespread activity suggests it's a broad-based move and to secure financing ahead of any of these post-election market turbulence. So this is not an industry-specific thing which is happening. This is across the board. US, you can see in the corporates, from banking all the way to automotive, everyone seems to be issuing bonds and borrowing. Many companies are aiming to complete the majority of their financing in the first half of this year, because this strategy, they avoid the uncertainties and the potential market volatility which will come by end of the year when the elections are due. The sectors which are very sensitive to this are like healthcare, energy, and those have exposure to China are the ones which will be affected most by the election outcome. And these sectors are the ones which are very keen on securing financing ahead of any policy change that may come post-election or any macroeconomic activity which may happen post-election, especially with US-China's relationship already very strained. Besides bond issuance, there's also been an uptick in equity fundraising activity. A lot of IPOs have been coming around. Companies like Reddit and even Donald Trump's own social media company, which launched, which has tanked, I think, 21% when I was recording this video, have been going public. There's also been a rush to capitalize on current market conditions before things turn sour. And this kind of gives you a purview on what is happening even with the price of gold. So there's been a rush to capitalize on the current market conditions before elections. This kind of uncertainty always leads to companies borrowing and also gold prices rallying. And you can see this happening in the current market situation we're in. There's also been a notable increase in the issuance of convertible bonds, which are bonds which companies issue under certain conditions. And rise in this suggests that companies are diversifying financing strategies. That includes the option of giving could be advantages for if the stock prices rise. So this is what's been happening in the US, the American corporate bond market. I thought it will keep you abreast with what is going on there. If you are interested in American corporate bonds, it might be a good time to investigate and see what is happening there if it is up your alley. Thanks for watching the videos as always, guys, and I'll see you in the next one soon. Bye.
On 27th April, Saturday, I'm hosting an event in Pondicherry. The event will be inside Pondicherry city. Those desirous of meeting me can contact the WhatsApp number below or drop an email at the email given below. See you in Pondicherry.
It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.